of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, "Thy voice is heard as a melodious chant in the stillness of my heart and is translated in my head by words which are inadequate and yet replete with thee. And these words are addressed to the earth and say to her, Poor sorrowful earth, remember that I am present in thee, and lose not hope. Each effort, each grief, each joy, and each pang, each call of thy heart, each aspiration of thy soul, each renewal of thy seasons, all without exception, what seems to thee sorrowful, and what seems to thee joyous, what seems to thee ugly, and what seems to thee beautiful, all infallibly lead thee towards me, who am endless peace, shadowless light, perfect harmony, certitude, rest, and supreme blessedness. Hearken, O earth, to the sublime voice that arises. Hearken and take new courage. With love and blessing, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother from the collective works of our Divine Mother, Volume 3, page 2, topic Becoming Conscious. The first thing necessary. Question, sweet mother, what is one to do to prepare oneself for the integral yoga? For this, our Divine Mother says, to be conscious first of all. We are conscious of only an insignificant portion of our being. For the most part, we are unconscious. It is this unconsciousness that keeps us down to our unregenerate nature and prevents change and transformation in it. It is through unconsciousness that the undivine forces enter into us and make us their slaves. You are to be conscious of yourself, says our Divine Mother. You are to be conscious of yourself. You must make awake to your nature and moments. You must know why and how you do things or feel or think them. You must understand your motives and impulses, the forces hidden and apparent that move you. In fact, you must, as it were, take to pieces the entire machinery of your being.
Statue on its pedestal, alone in the silence and vastness bare. Against midnight's dumb abysses piled in front, a columned shaft of fire and light, she holds.
Our Divine Mother says, once you are conscious, it means that you can distinguish and shift things. You can see which are the forces that pull you down and which help you on. And when you know the right from the wrong, the true from the false, and the divine from the undivine, you are to act strictly up to your knowledge, that is to say, resolutely reject one and accept the other. The duality will present itself at every step, and at every step you will have to make your choice. You will have to be patient and persistent and vigilant, Sleepless, as the adepts say, you must always refuse to give any chance whatever to the undivine against the divine, says our Divine Mother. Next topic, the luminous screen. Our Divine Mother says one must be clearly aware of the origin of one's moments because there are contradictory velities in the being, some pushing you here, others pushing you there, and that obviously creates a chaos in life. If you observe yourself, you will see that as soon as you do something which disturbs you a little, the mind immediately gives you a favorable reason to justify yourself. This mind is capable of gliding everything. Our Divine Mother says, in these conditions, it is difficult to know oneself. One must be absolutely sincere to be able to do it and see clearly into all the little falsehood of the mental being. Our Divine Mother says, if in your mind you go over the various moments and reactions of the day, like one repeating indefinitely the same thing, you will not progress. If this reviewing is to make you progress, you must find something within you in whose light you yourself can be your own judge, something which represents for you the best part of yourself, which has some light, some goodwill, and which precisely is in love with progress. Place that before you and first of all pass across it as at a cinema all that you have done, all that you have felt, your impulses, your thoughts, etc. Then try to coordinate them, that is, to find out why this has followed that. Our Divine Mother says, and look at the luminous screen that is before you. Certain things can pass across it well without throwing a shadow. Others, on the contrary, throw a little shadow. Others yet cast a shadow altogether black and disagreeable. You must do this very sincerely, as though you were playing a game. Under such circumstances, I did this and such a thing, and feeling like this and thinking in this way. I have before me my ideal of knowledge and self mastery. Well, was this act in keeping with my ideal or not? If it was, it would not leave any shadow on my screen, which would remain transparent, and one would not have to worry about it. If it is not in conformity, it casts a shadow. Our Divine Mother says, why has it left this shadow? Was it there in this act that was contrary to the will, to self knowledge and self mastery? Most often, says our Divine Mother, you will find that it corresponds to unconsciousness. Then you file it among unconscious things and resolve that next time you will try to be conscious before doing anything. But in other cases, you will see that it was a nasty little egoism, quite black, which has come to distort your action and your thought. Then you place this egoism before your light and ask yourself, why has it the right to make me act like that, think like that? And instead of accepting any old explanation, says our Divine Mother, instead of accepting any odd explanation, you must search and you will find in a corner of your being something which thinks and says, ah, no, I shall accept everything but that. You will see that it is a petty vanity, a moment of self love, an egoistic feeling hidden somewhere, 100 things. Our Divine Mother says, then you take a good look at these things in the light of your ideal. Is cherishing this moment in conformity with my seeking and the realization of my ideal or not? I put this little dark corner in front of the light until the light enters into it and it disappears. then the comedy is over. But the comedy of your whole day is not finished yet, for there are many things which have to pass thus before the light. If you continue this game, for truly it is a game. If you do this sincerely, I assure you, says our Divine Mother, if you truly do this sincerely, I assure you that in 6 months you will not recognize yourself. You will say to yourself, "What? I was like that? It is impossible," says our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, "See how very little all outer circumstances matter. Why strive and strain so to realize thy own conception of truth? Be more supple, more trusting. The only duty is not to let oneself be troubled by anything. To torment oneself about doing the right thing causes as much as harm as bad will. Only in a calm as of deep waters can be found the possibility of true service," says our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, "I would like us to make the resolution to raise ourselves each day in all sincerity and goodwill in an ardent aspiration towards the Sun of Truth, towards the Supreme Light, the source and intellectual life of the universe, so that it may pervade us, entirely and illumine with its great brilliance our minds and hearts, all our thoughts and actions. Then we shall acquire the right and the privilege of following the counsel of the great initiate of the past, who tell us, with your hearts overflowing with compassion, go forth into this world torn by pain, be instructors, and wherever the darkness of ignorance rules, there light a torch," says our Divine Mother. Next topic, be reasonable. Our Divine Mother says, "But before one reaches a higher state of consciousness, there is a stage where one can develop in oneself the faculty of reason, a clear, precise, logical reason, sufficiently objective to its vision of things. And when one has developed this reason, well, all impulses, feelings, desires, all disturbances can be put in the presence of this reason that makes you reasonable. Most people, when something troubles them, become very unreasonable. When, for example, they are ill, they pass their time saying, 'Oh, how ill I am, how frightful it is. It is going to last like that all the time. Is it going to last like that all the time?' Our Divine Mother says, and naturally it gets worse or worse and worse. Or when some misfortune befalls them, they cry out, 'It is only to me that these things happen, and I was thinking that everything was fine before,' and they burst into a fit of tears and a fit of nerves. Well, not to speak.
First affronted the abyss, daring to journey through the eternal night, armored with light, she advanced her foot to plunge into the dread and shoeless vacancy."
Our Divine Mother says, Well, not to speak of Superman, in man himself there is a higher capacity called reason, which is able to look at things calmly, coolly, reasonably. And this reason tells you, don't worry, that will improve nothing. You must not grumble, you must accept the thing since it has come. Then you immediately become calm. It is a very good mental training. It develops judgment, vision, objectivity, and at the same time, it has a very healthy action upon your character. It helps you to avoid the ridiculousness of giving ways to your nerves and let you behave like a reasonable person, says our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says very modestly, we must take advantage of all the minute opportunities offered to knead and purify some of the innumerable elements, to make them supple, to make them impersonal, to teach them forgetfulness of self and abnegation and devotion and kindness and gentleness. And when all these modes of being have become habitual to them, then they are ready to participate in contemplation and to identify themselves with thee in the supreme concentration, says our Divine